Hi, it's Super Videos back at you for another Q&A video. This is going to be my third Q&A video, and it's going to cover both the Walking Dead show and comic questions. Before we get started, I just want to let everyone know that this video does contain spoilers for both the show and the comic book, so consider this your spoiler warning. So let's start with the show questions. The first question comes from YouTube user or roleplay Morgan Jones, and they ask, what do you think Morgan will do in All Out War? He still doesn't want to kill, and everyone is going to kill in All Out War, so what do you think Morgan will do? At this point, Morgan is not in the same place he was before. It's not like he doesn't want to kill anymore. He understands it to a level that you have to kill in this new world in order to survive. Now, obviously, he's not gonna just kill everyone, but he understands that sometimes it's necessary, and I think Carol was a big part of that for him, and he understood this concept with Carol's help. So I think going into the war, they're gonna understand. They're gonna come in terms together, Morgan and Carol, and they're gonna understand that in this new world you have to kill. Both Carol will understand that she needs to slow down a bit, and Morgan needs to understand that he needs to kill sometimes. And obviously after the events that took place in the finale, after the death, you know, if Rick and the rest obviously are going to talk about it. So when they talk about this to Morgan and Carol, and also when the people at the kingdom talk about the saviors, which is probably going to be in season 7, Morgan is going to understand that, yeah, I understand these things are required in this new world. So I think he will definitely kill in All Out War. He won't be what he was before. He won't try to reason with them. He understands that this is a war and they need to kill to survive. They need to kill to keep everyone safe. The next question is a mixture of a show and comic question. It comes from Evan Russell, and they ask, do you think Rick will ever die in either of the series? In the show, not for a while, obviously, because in the comics he's still alive. But in the comic book, I think there is definitely hints, and there's definitely setup for him to either die or his story to end in one way, shape, or form. Maybe after the war, after the Whisper War, or before the Whisper War, or during the Whisper War, I don't know. But it obviously it's gonna be coming. I think there's definitely hints at it. There's definitely setup for it. So not in the show, but most definitely in the comic book. The next question is a comic question, and it comes from Zombie Adam, and they ask, do you think they could risk using fire to deal with the Whisperers, corralled walker horde? Chances are they're getting rather dry and flammable by now and just need some type of accelerant to get it going. So that's a good question, and yeah, they can just lit them all on fire and get them all to burn. But the real question is, how are they going to stop the fire? Yeah, they may all die, and you know, everyone will be dead, but that fire is going to keep going. It's not going to stop, and there's no fire trucks, there's no fire stations to stop that, so it's going to be too risky. Like they said, risk using fire. Yeah, they're not going to risk it. They're not going to risk that big of a thing, and it was a big hurt, so they're not going to get them all, lit them on fire, because they can't control it after they do it. They can't control the fire. And this actually reminds me of something Negan said during All Out War, when he lit Alexandria on fire and he just was leaving, and then Dwight asked him, why are you leaving? And Negan's like, do you hear any sirens? No, it sounds like we're winning because they're on fire. They can't do anything about it. So it's kind of cool that he brings up this question, because it's kind of like parallels with what happened in the comic before. That's it for this Q&A video. It was a very short one, but I didn't have a lot of questions. Make sure you ask your questions in the comment section below. Just before your comment, put Q&A so I know it's a question. But I think for the next Q&A, I'm going to wait a while. I'm not going to do it straight away like I did. I'm going to wait until I have at least, let's say, 15 to 20 questions, because these short Q&A videos are not going to be that exciting because there's really no depth in them. They're just very basic questions. So make sure to ask deep questions, because that way I can explain them and we can have a conversation about it instead of me just saying something really basic. That's it for this video. Like I said, make sure to leave your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back for another video.